Hey y'all, we are over at the Hyatt house, and this week it's not raining, it's not snowing, and it's not freezing cold. So we have decided to jump back outside and work out here. And then it occurred to me that I haven't showed you anything about the exterior of the house. So go back in time with me. I'm about to show you some videos that I took back in December when we first started working on the exterior of the Hyatt house. And then I'll show you what we're working on this week. Hey, while you're here, make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you like and comment, and tell me something that you want me to talk about. You guys are great about asking questions and giving me ideas. Hey, something that you absolutely need to know is that before we did anything on the exterior, I went before the local Historic Preservation Commission for approval. Washington has a great state registered historic district, and that board, which is made up of volunteers, they do really important work making sure that they're preserving our historic district, making sure that people are saving history when they do work. They are using proper materials such as wood or hardy plank where appropriate, metal, things that are appropriate to the history of these homes and businesses. So we definitely went before the commission. We got permission to do everything that I kind of called phase one. Now I'll have to go back once we start doing hardscaping, once we put in, figure out where we're going to put in our air conditioning units, the exterior components of a water heater. So it's going to be a process. I'll probably be there multiple times, but everything that we are doing so far, including patching and sanding and scraping, all of that has been approved by the historic folks. So as you can see, we have already started working on the exterior, doing a lot of sanding and scraping. We've had a little bit of rot repair. There's a little bit on the corner that we had to repair. I'll show you some on the back as well. I'm in the process of looking for paint colors, but I have not found it just yet. Hey y'all, it's day 4 over at the Hyatt house. We are still sanding away, sanding, scraping. So far, we've been really lucky. Just a little bit of rot and things that need to be repaired. So this is old siding, and it's hard to find siding that matches it. Now, we are planning to enclose this porch, and there was siding on the back of this wall that's going to be sheetrock. So we are removing this siding to use to patch with the old stuff. It'll match better. And then when we enclose this whole back porch, we'll just use new siding on here. So at least the whole wall will be new, and we can use the old stuff to feather in with the other old stuff. So we're moving along. My dream team is working, sanding hard. You can see we got a lot of work to do out here, but we are going to get there. We're going to reframe all of this. It's pretty rotten. We're going to keep that awesome back door, and we're just going to move it to right here. So just pull it out. And then that is going to become a mudroom and laundry room. Okay, it is a new day at the Hyatt house. It's a really pretty day for December. And the guys are going to move out, and they are going to start tearing off that old porch. We are definitely going to keep that roof. So the first thing we're going to do is support it with some lumber. We're going to try to keep those posts, although some of those posts aren't sitting on anything. And we're going to start tearing off that old porch floor. We're going to get all that torn off so that my foundation and masonry guys can come and build me a new foundation, so that when we build this back, it is plumb and level and safe. And I think I told you, but that's going to become a laundry room and mudroom. Giovanni is over here pulling off a little bit of the siding off of this bathroom so that we can check that foundation out and see if it also needs to be replaced and reframed when we do this. We uncover everything. It's great when something's structurally sound and we don't have to redo it. But if it's not in great condition, we are not going to leave it. We are going to fix it. Okay, so we pulled it off. And the good news is it seems pretty stable. So the original foundation for when this was a porch, I mean, it's literally a tree. That was not milled professionally. That's a tree. And it runs all the way down. Now someone's put a board on front of it. It's good and rotten right here. But under that bathroom, it looks pretty good. So we have uncovered it. We're going to let our engineer, we're going to let my awesome foundation guy, Travis, take a look. And then we'll decide from there. There's hardwood floors in there. So if we can save it, or if we can add some support from underneath without having to tear it off, that is the optimal situation. Okay, so the snow is gone. We've had a couple of warm days, so we are taking advantage of that. We are back at the back of the house, and as you can tell, we have torn off the old rotten porch. I shared with you that we were going to frame that in and enclose it, and there was nothing there to keep except for that roof. So we've shored up the roof. We are waiting on our foundation guys to come in and give us a new foundation. They're going to build an all new one here, and then that space over there that was a bathroom, we're going to check that out. It probably needs to be rebuilt as well. You can tell we're still robbing some of our siding along the back, and we're using that to patch the sides. So we've got some exterior stuff happening today. One thing I haven't really talked about is the backyard. You know that we've got these amazing old houses as neighbors. Check out this old brick smokehouse. This is not in my backyard. It's actually right on the property line, but we get the benefit of looking at it when we get ready to do landscaping. And as you can tell, this yard is definitely going to need a lot of landscaping. That smokehouse is definitely going to be a focal point when we design that. Okay, there's also this huge old tree. I think it's a mulberry tree. Yes, I know, we got to get this ivy out. But check it out. Look at this old gate. It's an iron gate, and that tree has just grown up around it. It has grown around it and through it. So the gate's going through the tree, and the tree's going through the gate. So definitely not going to take down this tree. We'll do a little cleanup around it. So we're going to have to figure out how much of that gate do we take out to preserve how cool it is. So great backyard, great neighbors, beautiful old houses next door. Hopefully one day they'll be able to say the same thing about their neighbor. So it is a windy but warm for January day in Washington. The guys worked really hard yesterday and got this whole side of the house caulked. So we have scraped and sanded and caulked. So this is going to be ready for primer before we know it. Hey, I had two things I wanted to talk to you about. The first one is all of this. Along the property line, there are ballast stones. We know they've been here a while, but we also know that years ago, the streets in Washington were made of those ballast stones. Now, if you don't know what a ballast stone is, they were kept near ports, and when a boat came into the port, or a ship came into the port, and they got rid of their cargo, they may have been top heavy. So there were ballast stones around for people to use to balance out their ships. All right, now here's where it gets cool. Let's look at this chimney. Hold tight, I'm gonna get a visual tool Okay, so this is a standard old school size brick. And I'm gonna put it here so that you can see the difference in the thickness and the length. Okay, so why do we have these tiny little bricks? Well, I have been told that there is one other property in eastern North Carolina that has bricks like this. And I know that wind is bad. It is believed that these are ballast bricks. Apparently, they are very popular in the St. Augustine, Florida area. And from studies that have been done, it seems like the dirt that these were made from, or the soil that these were made from, could have come from there. So we think that these were ballast bricks. So yet one more key in the local lore that the house was built like a ship. Maybe these bricks were on a ship at one time. That chimney down there was added later when that original back porch was enclosed. So those are not the small little ballast bricks, but this chimney and the chimney on the other side are much, much smaller. Some of you had asked about paint colors. We hadn't found it yet. We've got lots that we've tried on this wall. Love this. It's very moody, but it's too dark. Those are they're just wrong. So, hey, I'm gonna go inside before I blow away because it is super windy today. So over on the other side, there's more of the greens that are not the right green. We have left these storm windows on because some of these are original panes of glass. And some of them are just really old panes of glass, and we don't want to take any chance on breaking them. But eventually those storm windows are gone because they are efficient, but God knows they are ugly. So storm windows never stay on my projects. So see, again, you get to see those tiny little bricks. It looks like down here at the bottom that maybe someone had to do some repair because those are definitely more modern bricks. But I just love these little guys. Here's another interesting thing is that there's multiple style windows. So these are more of a Victorian style. They would have been added later. They are definitely not original. The top floor, I don't know if you can even see those. Someone replaced those very recently. And they got creative on how they did that. I'll show you that sometime when I'm up there. So the top floor is fairly new. The second floor probably are the original windows. And this half of the house on the third floor, they are not original, but probably very old. Would have been, like I said, Victorian era. Still not finding the right grain. All right, so that's kind of a wrap of what we're doing. We kind of went back in time and I showed you some exterior stuff that we did back in December and some exterior stuff that we've done this week. So maybe no exciting discoveries this week, but we are moving along.